and it's just like Wooby found somebody else, and I don't know, but hopefully in other episodes we touch on to what's the cousins deal. If you don't know, now you know. Welcome back to hashtag J Podcast. And as you can see, we are going to get into that good old China BL drama. Stay with me. Now, I'm going to tell you something. This BL series right here, this BL hits different. I love this BL drama. Like, it's like perfect timing because you already know, like, I'm open like a window with Heartstopper season 2. So this BL drama is perfect, right on time to really get my attention so I can gracefully make it to season 2 and not be so antsy like, oh my God, I can't wait. I'm like really very patient because stay with me is an elite by itself. I'm just so happy of the timing. But let's jump on into it. So, if you're not familiar with the series drop new episodes every week. There's 2 episodes on a Friday and 2 episodes on a Saturday. Right now, we're going to hop into episodes 13 and 14 and stay tuned for our next video on episodes 15 and 16. I want you guys to really drop comments below. Like, put in your thoughts on this series because there's a lot of things to unpack with this series. One, if you have seen the series Addicted, I think this is another why can't I get this out? Adaptation. I hope I said that right. Of Addicted. If I'm not mistaken, it's the same producers and writers of that series for this series as well. But to me, the series hit different. Like, Addicted had its own thing, but let's jump on into it. So what I want to do is basically let's discuss the key moments that we picked up out of the series. And hopefully from this discussion, if you're not watching, you will watch it so you can be a part of the discussion. This episode 13, Suya digs up their wishes just to see what Wooby's wish was. I feel like Suya dug up Wooby's wish because he was in a state where he didn't know whether Wooby really liked Yi Wen, if that's how you pronounce the name, but that's how we're going to pronounce the name today. But I guess he wanted to know if he really liked that girl. If he really liked that girl, at some point in time, in some space, it will be some type of indication that Wooby really liked that girl. When he dug up the wish, I'm assuming that the wish has something to do with him or his family. But whatever the wish was, it confirmed to basically Suya that there was some false to Yi Wen's quote unquote confession of Wooby being in love with her. With that being said, he definitely sends her packing because he basically make it known to her that he doesn't like her. He likes somebody else and he just don't want to be with her. He just suggests for her to basically go home. She does experience some hurt from Suya, basically because it seems like Yi Wen really was in love with Suya and she doesn't really like Wooby's cousin. Wooby and Yi Wen does say something that really sticks out when it comes to his brother. They basically state that there is insinuation that this man does not like girls. So when it comes down to his form of dislike towards Suya, I think it's Wooby's relationship and how he basically describes Suya to people that really pisses his cousin off. I think his cousin is low-key jealous of Suya because it's like the way Wooby talk about Suya, I think Wooby used to talk about him in that light. And it's just like Wooby found somebody else. And I don't know. But hopefully in other episodes we touch on to what's the cousin's deal because I feel like that's a shitstorm brewing. But nevertheless, her and the cousin go back and she comes to terms that Woobi and Suya is possibly a thing. So when you think about it, she is the only one that Woobi actually told her that Suya was his. Like, Suya's mine, so leave him alone. So it's like, in hindsight, I think she's like technically the only one who knows, but she can't tell nobody. Because then it would be like, how do you even know about Suya and Woobi's situation? In episode 13, Suya sees the statue that Woobi talks about in earlier episodes, on why when he first meets Suya, when he walks up to him and he just like stares at him. At first, it does come off a bit creepy because they don't know each other. And Suya's like, well, what the fuck? Like, why are you coming up to me? And Woobi says, you look just like the statue. And that's when Suya was like, well, what statue is he talking about? So in episode 13, Suya finally gets to see what the statue looked like. He never knew what the statue looked like. He knew the story behind the statue, knowing that the statue was the last work that Woobi's mother worked on before her accident that caused her death. So Suya knew how important the statue was to Woobi, but he never seen it. When Suya sees the statue, he has a flashback to a situation when he was younger with his father. And his father had two pictures, and one picture he was going to send to his mother. And Suya was upset that the father was considering his mother as far as like sending her pictures on how he's doing it, because Suya feels some type of way towards his mother for leaving them because the father doesn't have money. So he had that flashback when he looked at the statue. The first thing he does is he goes to that house. He goes to Woobi's house. Throughout the whole series, Suya never goes to Woobi's house. But when he see that statue, he goes to Woobi's house for the first time. When he goes to Woobi's house, the mother's there and the father is across seas with the cousin. When he goes to Woobi's house, he's met by his mother. And she's so happy that her son is there. She's just like, oh my God, we gonna take up the spread. All of this, yada, 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 yada. He stops the show when he pulls that statue out of that bag. And she sits her ass down. And it gets real. So she tells Suya the story that his mother sung at Woobi's mother's birthday, and she sung a popular song that they liked from the 90s. She sung the song at her birthday party. And I think after Woobi's mother, I don't know how they got close, how they met, but basically Woobi's mother wanted to give Suya's mother something for the performance, or just for being nice and giving, like, performing nicely for her birthday. And that's when the mother, she told her, she's like, no, your stuff is, the work you do is expensive. I could never afford it. And she said, no, it's something I want to give to you. So what she asked Woobi mother for is for her to do a sculpture of Suya. She was like, I have a young son that I haven't seen in a while. I don't see him often. And I would like to have a sculpture of him to be a nice gift to give to him. So that's how Woobi's mother ended up doing the sculpture of Suya when it's a sculpture from when he's young. So when she tells Suya that, Suya's first reaction was, so the whole time she was working on your sculpture for your son, you was making moves on her husband? And she was like, no, it wasn't like that. I don't know if it was like that. I don't know. Something about his mother, like, I do feel sympathy for her to an extent. But the mother has a level of greed to her that it makes it hard for you to perceive or understand that she has a kindness in her heart. The only person who knows, I feel, who knows it exists is Suya's father. Like, ah, baby. When you see episode 14, let's just stick here. Episode 13. So basically, Suya questions his mother's intentions on why she even married Wooby's father. And basically, Suya's mother begs Suya to not tell Wooby this story, to not let Wooby know the story behind that statue. She said the family already don't like her. She was like, it will make it worse. It does make it worse because it make it look like you was trying to ease your way in, which in hindsight she kind of did, because she admits to her son that she was jealous of Wooby's mother. That she had a husband by her and all these people by her, praising her and looking up to her. And I'm just like, girl. So I don't know with his mother. It's like I'm 50-50, but it may be something with his mother regarding Wooby's mother's death. Wooby may have a point because Wooby feel like his mother killed his mother. He feels like Suya's mother killed his mother to get next to his father. And he feels like his father's stupid as fuck to even fall for whatever she did. For, whatever she did to get him. Woo. But that's episode 13. Okay? Also episode 13, you see these two. So Gal May, basically the girl is a girl who is a transfer student, and she's in love with him, Gal May. In the beginning, Han was the one who really liked the girl, had a crush on her, everything. But she liked Gal May. So she can't take a hint that he don't like her like that. So he ends up asking Han to cross-dress like a girl. So he would never, so it's like a girl she's never seen before, but she would never see again because it's not really a girl, it's Han. And he wanted him to play his girlfriend, which they do, and they get away with it rather successfully, but it creates a little bit of an issue for Suya coming into the next episode when they run into each other in the mall. So that was episode 13. Like I told you, it's a 10 out of 10. A 10 out of 10. Woo. Real good. But let's jump on into episode 14. All right, so this is the young lady who was causing all the problems. All the problems. I know I'm rather late rather than never. But this home chick here was causing a lot of problems. I'm so glad in this scene she goes back to the States with her, I don't know, boyfriend, maybe boyfriend. I don't know what's going on with that. But she just needs to go on because she was getting on my goddamn nerves. But this is her. Now let's go and get into episode 14. All right. So in episode 14, like you see in this picture here, it starts off where we leave off in episode 13 with Gal May and Han basically fooling the young girl into thinking that Han is Gal May's current girlfriend. They run into Suya at the mall, which Suya's at the mall with Wooby and his younger sister, Dodo. So, as they're there, Suya sees Gal May and he talks to him, and as he's talking, he sees him with the girl, but he knew it was his best friend. So halfway through, he asks Gal May, can he speak to the girl he's with? And that's why when he's talking to the girl, he says, you look a lot like my best friend, Han. And that's when he basically makes it known that he know it's him. And Han basically tells Suya how he ended up in the situation of being in ladies' clothing, a wig, and makeup because he was helping Gal May with the girl. So during that time, Wooby was buying him and Dao Dao milkshakes. When he returned back to the table, Suya's not there. So he asked Dao Dao, where did Suya go? And she said he left. So when they're out there looking, basically Dao Dao sees Suya talking to the girl. And she tells Wooby. When she tells Wooby, Wooby's looking and you see him basically like he punches him in the boob. But he punches him in the boob. And from a distance, Wooby's not. I don't know. I don't think he saw it as a punch. I think he must have thought that Suya groped the girl or touched her inappropriately, whatever the case may be. But once Suya's done talking and the girl disappears, him and Wooby, he tries to tell Wooby what happened. And I'm so mad that I can't really show you this scene. But when that scene happens, it just lets you know that Wooby does not play when it comes to Suya. Like, really, he does not play. Like, he makes it known to Suya he does not like him talking to female. He does not like it when he's very close or buddy with his male friends. And it's like Suya is slowly catching it. Like, he be seeing him and you can see Suya is just like, you know what? You got it. I fucked up. I was wrong. Like, he gave him that face like, all right. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. So I thought that was real cute. But they have like this unspoken relationship. Like where just shit just happens, Where shit just happens. Also in episode 14, you get more in depth as far as like Suya's mother. She basically learns a bit more about Wooby's mother. Like I said, in episode 13, she admits that she was somewhat jealous of this boy's mama. Basically, she finds out that Wooby's mother was more than just a pretty face and an artist. She actually helped with the company. The housekeeper lets her know that basically when his mother was alive, she would help the father as far as I think with the books and the financial aspect of the company. And it's just like once the woman told her that, she was like, she's like, I'm really not worth anything. And it seems like Suya's mother wasn't the smartest person in the room. She just naturally have the hustling to survive and to maneuver in spaces with her pretty face. That's how Suya's mother comes off. And I think she thought when she got with Wooby's mother that she would replace Wooby's mother. Like the father would love on her the way he was loving on Wooby's mother and everything. And she's just not getting it. That's why I feel like she may have did something because to a level, sis is getting a level of karma. So that's why I'm very 50-50 with his mother. Like I said, it's a part of me that really does feel bad for her. I think it's more to her story than what we know so far. But I think his mother really got some type of issues, going on with her. But I think that she's learning. She's learning like you gotta be more than just a pretty face. You see, she starts studying like CPA books and stuff like that. But it's just like, listen, she's learning that Wooby's mother contribute a lot. And she also learned that her husband still misses and in love with a ghost. The first thing he do when he comes home from being away from her for 3 months is go to his ex-wife's her office, her studio where she did her art. That was the first thing, and he noticed that the sculpture was mixed, that the little boy sculpture was missing. And he asked Suya's mother. Of course, she nervous because that statue has peeped up in her life, so she's shaking in her boots. So she basically make it known to him like she doesn't go into his ex-wife's room, and that maybe Wooby took it. He then tells her, well, the housekeeper said you went to go see Wooby, or you didn't drop the stuff off to Wooby. what happened. And that's when she tells him that Wooby doesn't live in the condo. He started losing his shit and is basically saying to her why she did not contact him to let him know that. Nevertheless, it drives this dude to come to Suya's Suya area. Basically, he comes back to the area where he finds Wooby working with Suya's father. Wooby's gonna be up here. Suya's father's gonna be right here on the side, and Suya's stepmom is gonna be down here. So they walk in, and basically, baby, honestly, I'm going to give you my opinion on it. I think that Wooby's father feels a form of jealousy towards Suya's father. And I don't think it's something that he instantly felt in that moment. I think it's something that has been progressing and churning in his head ever since he found out that his son rather be in that environment than be with him. And the thing is he saw his son smiling and happy, that he haven't seen that in a long time. But it wasn't him being the reason why his son is smiling and happy. It's another man, another father who's doing that for your child. So I can understand why he got angry and why he got his panties in his bunch about what's going on. As far as Suya's mother, I feel like the battery in her back got ignited when she saw her husband getting mad and her husband looking at her like, why the fuck you ain't mad that your ex-husband got both of our kids up in here? So, basically, Suya's mother tries to talk crazy to Suya's father and his stepmother and the little girl. It's like, and then Suya tells her, listen, sis, you not even welcome here. So this is how they're going to be looking out the door. So basically, he makes it known to him. Suya tells his mother, like, listen, you're not welcome here. And then that's when Wooby tells the father he ain't welcome there either. Like, they basically, so it's Wooby standing in front of his father and it's Suya standing in front of his mother. So it was like a standoff. And it's just basically them just like, listen, you're not going to mess with them. That's how I took it. So Wooby and his father go back and forth with each other. And once Wooby's father threatened to basically hire a bulldozer to basically bulldoze Suya's family home because he won't talk to him and won't go. That's when he said fuck that. He tries to fight his father. And that's when Suya's father basically calms Wooby down. And Wooby apologizes to Suya's father in front of his father. It's just like the father really, like, honestly, you feel a little bit for the father, but then it's like, you kind of deserve it. But basically, Suya's father convinced Wooby to have a sit down with his father properly about the situation that's going on. So, when Wooby goes back, he goes to him and Suya's room. And he basically, he's there with Suya's mother and his father, which Suya's mother is his mother because, they're married. And the father is basically telling him he doesn't understand why he chooses to live a life of suffering than to live a life of comfortability that he works for. Me personally, I think the father may have came from poverty and worked his way up by basically, I think, getting with the mother. Because as you learn, the mother's family is the family with the money bags. Like Wooby's mother's side of the family is the family with money that helped her husband get to where he's at. So it's Wooby's mother's side of the family. Her, I think it's her brother or her uncle, however this situation is. But it's Wooby's cousin's father who basically gave the money or whatever endorsement or helped with whatever business the father owns today. So the father feels like Wooby's insulting him by choosing to live amongst people of poverty than to be with his father who has money, who can take care of him and do things for him. So the father feels some type of way. What you can understand is like you do all of this for your kid and your kid don't find what you do enough. But he needs to understand that all Wooby really wanted was his father to love him and show him attention and be there for him. And they do get into an argument again. Like Wooby basically now the father wants to beat on Wooby because Wooby basically says to him, "You still another man's wife. Why can't I be with another person's son?" Now, when he said that, I was just like, how they do not know. I mean, he kind of admitted. He said, why can't I be, like, he correlated you marrying Suya's mother to him being with Suya. Like, that kind of right there was just like, is that semi of a confession of what's in the process of happening? Because at the end of the day, when you watch this series, it's really the mother, the cousin, and the cousin's girlfriend Yi Wen who kind of question Suya and Wooby's relationship. And Wooby is the reason why they question the relationship, because it's always their interactions with the both of them or just him by himself and how he responds to them in defense about Suya. So they already question what type of relationship they have. That let's just put that out there. So when he says that to the father pushes Suya's mother down and she, hurts herself. She got to pretend and act crazy. So Wooby don't really seem bothered by the mother getting hurt. Like, he just really don't like her. But y'all understand. Like, I understand his stance on everything, how everything panned out. I don't understand how the father does not understand understand the reason on why he has friction with his kid. But it gets down to the point that he says to, Suya's mom, like, he really wants to know what his son wants. At the end, I love this. I love this. Like, they said, you can tell that basically Wooby expressed how he really felt bad. Like, Wooby really respects Suya's father. Like, Suya's father to me is the reason on why Wooby and Suya got close. Because Wooby formed a relationship and a closeness to Suya's father before he formed one with Suya. And Wooby in this scene basically expressed and explained why he really respects and looks up to Suya's father. And he basically states that Suya's father really speaks highly of him. He said it can be the littlest things, it can be the smallest things, he said, but your father is overjoyed and highly proud of you. And he said his father is not like that with him. His father wants him to be book smart and got his life all planned out for him to work to be in his company. And he was like, that's not who he is. He's not academically, like an academically achiever, like how Suya is. He's more of an athletic person. As you can tell, he's good. He's good at running. He got strength. But the father never truly really appreciate those qualities of him. So it's like hindsight when they describe their parents, it's like almost like Wooby's dad would love Suya, and Suya's dad, loves he loved the both of them. His father doesn't really have a preference. His father sees Wooby as his son. But when Wooby sits there and he just expressed to Suya like how his father is with him and how he wished his father was the same way with him, he feels that their relationship would be better. And also, like I said, he has reserved like feelings and kind of like disdain, hatred towards, not, I wouldn't even say hatred. I think he just have a grudge and ill feelings towards the father for getting married to Suya's mother. That's just my opinion. But if you have not seen this series, I would say go check it out. It is really good. Really, really good. And these are just the key points that stuck out to me in these 2 episodes. Like I said, it's kind of hard for me to do a full-on reaction video because the sound will play, but the video won't play. So I'm just giving you guys the key points, the little meat and potatoes. If you was thinking about watching this series and from this discussion, you want to check out the series, like, go ahead and check it out. It is really good. I recommend it. As you can see, I gave this 2 episodes a 10 out of 10 because they really do hit points to basically complete this story. It's like no corners are being left unturned. Like, we're really getting the story at a nice pace. And I really like the construct of this series because, from previous videos, some BL dramas just be all over the place and just don't be making any damn sense. So this one, I'm quite happy that it makes a lot of sense. The flow is like amazing. These two are amazing together. It's no questioning their chemistry is amazing. It's just on point. Chef's kiss. One of the top BL dramas for 2023. All right. If you're not watching it, I would say go check it out. I think I'll list below a few sites that you can go check it out if you can't afford the Gaga Ooh La La app, or you're not accessible to it. You just never know. Maybe some people can get the app. Maybe some people can't. But we're going to throw a few options in the description for you guys to check out the series. Just keep in mind that some of the websites that I do drop, you may need a VPN to check out the series. I don't know why, but I think Billy is one of them that you would need a VPN to see this series. But you guys can take a whack at it. Go check it out. And like always, until next time, if you loved this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. When we do upload new videos, you will know about it. Okay? And until next time, guys, later.